Welcome back to our channel. Today's Friday, a beautiful day, but my mind is completely blown. The camera slowly panning to that ringing phone, the absolute terror in his eyes, as the realization set and everything just changed. The chessboard has been flipped, and the impossible choices facing these characters are going to destroy them. We need to talk, but let's just back up for a second. Let's talk about the sheer audacity of Michael Corinth. Because honestly, am I the only one who is so sick and tired of Michael acting like he is the smartest guy in every single room he walks into? He has been sitting up there in the Quartermain mansion, looking all smug and victorious, thinking he has this entire custody battle completely wrapped up in a neat little bow. He played his card. He manipulated Willow into moving into the gatehouse so he could keep her under his thumb. He got Trina and Kai to spill the beans about hearing Wiley's ringtone on the night Drew was shot, giving him the ultimate leverage. He thought he was untouchable. He thought he was the ultimate hybrid of Sonny's ruthlessness and Edward Quartermain's business savvy. And then the phone rings. Oh my god, the phone rings. When that caller ID flashed Australia, my heart literally stopped. Because we all know Maxie and Spinelli are down under right now, but there was no way this was a friendly check-in. No, this was the ghost of Michael's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad decisions coming back to haunt him. It was Jacinda. Jacinda Bracken, the woman he literally just handed a massive envelope of cash to, practically shoving her onto a plane to get her out of Port Charles because she went rogue and poisoned Willow's iced latte. He paid her off. He gave her the ultimate severance package to just disappear and let him play the role of the perfect, aggrieved, single father fighting for his kid. But you cannot pay off biology, Michael. You cannot just throw money at a problem when that problem is literally carrying your unborn child. When Jacinda's voice came through the speaker, all choked up and tearful, revealing that she is pregnant with his baby, I screamed. I woke up my dog. I woke up my neighbors. Because the look on Michael's face was sheer, unadulterated terror. He just froze. The golden boy of Port Charles, the guy who always thinks 5 steps ahead, was completely and utterly paralyzed. His entire meticulously crafted life plan was just instantly shredded into a million tiny pieces. So let's really break down why this is the absolute worst possible thing that could happen to Michael right now. Because family court in Port Charles is already a total circus, right? But judges still care about the environment you are bringing your children in. Michael is currently fighting tooth and nail to rip Wiley and Amelia away from Willow, painting her as an unstable, dangerous mother. But now Michael is permanently tied to a woman who literally attempted murder. Jacinda didn't just make a mistake. She actively procured drugs from Ezra Boyle and spiked the drink of his children's mother. She put Wiley and Amelia at direct physical risk. And if the family court judge gets even a whiff of this, if they find out that Michael Corinthos is expecting a new baby with a deranged poisoner, his custody case is dead. It is over. The judge will take one look at that mess and laugh him right out of the courtroom. The hypocrisy is just staggering. Michael broke up with Jacinda because he realized she was a massive liability, but now she is a permanent fixture in his life. Is this child a blessing? Or is it the ultimate curse on his grand ambition? Because right now, it looks like a massive, glowing neon sign of doom hanging over his head. I mean, let's really look at Michael's track record with women, because it is an absolute disaster class in decision-making. He always falls for these seemingly sweet, supportive women who turn out to be absolute nightmares. Nell Benson was the blueprint. She came in looking like a wounded bird, and ended up slashing throats and stealing babies. Then there was the whole Sasha fake-out, the Willow affair behind Chase's back, and now Jacinda. Jacinda was supposed to be his safe alibi. She was supposed to be the uncomplicated rebound after his marriage to Willow fell apart. But no, because Michael Corinthos cannot just date a normal person. He has to date the woman who goes behind his back to buy black market pills to poison his ex-wife. And now he is forever linked to her. It is poetic justice, honestly. He thought he could just buy her off with a fat severance check and a one-way ticket to the Outback. But you cannot buy your way out of fatherhood. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I am just so worked up about Michael getting his comeuppance that I almost forgot about the other half of this disaster. Let's talk about Willow. Okay, back to the point. Can we please discuss the absolute psychological torture Willow is enduring right now? I know some people are loving this downfall for her, and I get it. Willow has made some truly terrible choices lately. I hate Willow right now. I really do. But also, I kind of want her to win. Does that make sense? I don't even know anymore. I'm just so emotional. But personally, I feel sick for her. She is currently trapped in the Quartermain gatehouse, living like a prisoner under Michael's constant surveillance. She thought she was in her strongest position ever. She thought she had the upper hand. And then, this news dropped. News travels fast on the Quartermain estate. You cannot keep a secret in that house to save your life. So of course the bombshell about Jacinda's pregnancy reaches Willow. And the reaction? Pure, visceral disgust. Just absolute revulsion. Imagine being Willow Kane in that moment. Imagine realizing that the man who is trying to take your children away from you, the man who constantly judges your every move, is about to welcome a new baby with the exact same woman who tried to end your life. The betrayal she must be feeling is off the chart. Michael slept with her attempted murderer. He created a life with the woman who drugged her coffee. It is so twisted and dark, and I am honestly obsessed with how messy the writers are getting with it. And we have to talk about Willow's trauma here, because it completely explains why she is reacting with such extreme paranoia. This is a woman who was raised in a literal cult. She was brainwashed by Shiloh, she had her first baby stolen and swapped, she found out her biological mother was Nina Reeves, and she discovered her secret twin was Nell Benson, the very woman who tortured her and Michael for years. Willow's entire life has been a series of people ripping her agency away and replacing her reality with nightmares. So when she sits in that gatehouse and realizes Michael is having a baby with Jacinda, it triggers every single abandonment and replacement fear she has ever had. She isn't just worried about losing custody, she is terrified that Michael is going to recreate the Nell situation. She is terrified that Wiley and Amelia are going to be sidelined for this new, untainted Corinthos heir. The psychological layers here are just fascinating, and it makes me so angry when people just write Willow off as a whiny ex-wife. She is fighting for her survival. So now Willow is spiraling into total paranoia. And honestly, can you blame her? She is terrified. She is sitting in that gatehouse wondering what Michael is going to do. Is he going to use his new Corinthos baby to replace Wiley and Amelia? Is he going to start a brand new perfect little family and push her kids to the side? Or worse, is he going to bring Jacinda back to Port Charles? Yes. Think about it. Michael has a savior complex. He always has. If Jacinda plays the victim card, if she tells him she is all alone in Australia and needs his support, Michael might actually be stupid enough to bring her back. And if Jacinda comes back to town, Willow is going to lose her absolute mind. She already had to get a restraining order against the woman! Because of this, Willow is shifting into overdrive. She realizes she cannot just sit around and play defense anymore. She needs to escape Michael's grip, and she needs to do it yesterday. But to fight Michael with everything she has, she needs to clear her plate. And that means dealing with her other massive looming problem, Drew Kane. Remember Drew? Yeah, the guy she drugged with paralytics for months? The guy who's now fully mobile, walking around and plotting a scorched earth revenge campaign against her and the entire Quartermain family? Willow is still legally married to him. She is fighting a two-front war, and she knows she is going to lose if she doesn't consolidate her forces. So Willow decides she has to accelerate this divorce from Drew. She has to cut that tie, finalize the paperwork, and completely sever herself from the Kane mess so she can focus 100% of her energy on destroying Michael Corinthos before this new baby is born. She is backed into a corner, and a cornered Willow is a dangerous Willow. We saw what she did to Drew when she felt threatened. What is she going to do to Michael? And then there is Drew Kane. Oh, Drew. The wild card in this entire explosive scenario. Because while Michael is dealing with his Australian baby mama drama, Drew is lurking in the shadows, fully recovered from the paralytics Willow pumped into his veins. Drew is furious, he is mobile, and he is out for Quartermain blood. Willow knows that if she doesn't finalize this divorce and legally detach herself from Drew, she is going to be caught in the crossfire of his revenge plot against Michael and the family. She is literally surrounded by enemies. Michael wants her kids, Drew wants her destroyed, and Jacinda is looming across the globe with a biological trump. Willow's decision to speed up the divorce isn't just a legal maneuver. It is a desperate, frantic bid for freedom. She needs to clear the deck so she can go to war with Michael without Drew stabbing her in the back. I mean, remember when they tried this kind of storyline years ago with Nell Benson? When Nell was pregnant and manipulating everyone in the Corinthos orbit? Yeah, didn't work out too well for anyone involved then, either. But this feels different. This feels heavier. Because Michael isn't the innocent victim he was back then. He is a ruthless, calculating player who just got outplayed by biology. And Jacinda, oh Jacinda, do we really think she is just an innocent, weeping mother-to-be down in Australia? Please. She knows exactly what she is doing. She knew that severance package wasn't going to last forever. She knew Michael was her meal ticket. Calling him right in the middle of his custody war? That is calculated. That is strategic. She is dropping a bomb on his life because she wants to force his hand. I am just sitting here trying to predict how this is going to play out in court. Because Diane Miller is going to have an absolute field day with this, right? But even Diane cannot spin, my client impregnated a poisoner, into a positive narrative. Michael is going to have to make an impossible choice. Does he deny the child to save his custody case for Wiley and Amelia? No, he's a Corinthos. He would never abandon his kid. So he has to claim the baby, which means he has to claim Jacinda, which means he hands Willow the ultimate ammunition to win full custody. It is a brilliant catch. 2-2. The writers have literally painted Michael into an inescapable corner, and I am cheering. I know some fans are probably exhausted by the constant Corinthos baby drama, but this is the kind of high-stakes, soapy goodness that keeps me tuning in every single day. The sheer panic on his face was worth the price of admission alone. And what about Tracy Quartermain? Oh my god, Tracy is gonna have an absolute field day with this. She already looks at Michael like he is a massive disappointment half the time, but when she finds out he knocked up a literal criminal, the screaming matches in the Quartermain breakfast room are going to be legendary. Tracy's going to rip him to shreds. I can already hear her voice echoing through the halls, telling him he is just as reckless as his father's. Because let's be real, this is such a Sonny Corinthos move. Getting a woman pregnant right in the middle of a massive family crisis. The apple truly does not fall far from the mobster tree. And let's talk about the logistics of this gatehouse situation. Willow is sitting there, literally a stone's throw away from the main house, watching Michael parade around like the lord of the manor. She is isolated. She is cut off. Michael put her there specifically so he could monitor her, so he could control who she sees and what she does. But this news? This news is the spark that is going to burn that gatehouse down. Willow is not going to just sit there and knit sweaters while Michael builds a new life with Jacinda. She is going to weaponize this. She has to. I am dreading the inevitable moment when Jacinda steps off a plane at the Port Charles airport, holding her little baby bump with a smug smile on her face. Because you know it is coming. You know they aren't going to keep her in Australia forever. She is going to march right up to the Quartermain front door and demand her place in the family. And when she does, Willow is going to absolutely snap. We are heading for a fiery, explosive confrontation that is going to leave this entire family in ashes. Honestly, I need the next episode right now. I cannot handle this suspense. The momentum has completely shifted. Yesterday, Michael was the king of the world. Today, he is a terrified man staring down the barrel of a ruined life. And Willow? She is transforming from a captive into a warrior. The battle lines are drawn, the stakes have never been higher, and I am just sitting here eating my popcorn, ready for the chaos. Will Michael's empire crumble? Or will Willow lose everything? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily updates.